Hey guys, welcome back to Pop Culture with Pat. Today we are talking about Marvel's first Halloween special, Werewolf by Night.
You wanna see this, darling?
Please don't do this.
A secret group of monster hunters emerge from the shadows and gather at the Bloodstone Temple following the death of their leader. The hunters are then thrust into a mysterious and deadly competition for a powerful relic. And this special presentation is directed by Michael Giacchino. So this is what Marvel is calling a special presentation. It is an hour long. It is not an episode of a series. It is its own thing, standalone. I believe this is going to be similar to what they're going to be doing with the Guardians of the Galaxy special that is coming out for Christmas time as well. But yeah, just wanted to give you guys that heads up so that way you don't go into it expecting like a full-on series or anything like that. Right from the intro, I knew I was going to like this thing because we get the Marvel opening, but it turns black and white. We start seeing some claw marks going across the screen, and then you get lightning going across the Marvel logo as well. And I was just like, yes, this is exactly what I was hoping for. Give me more of this now. So I've told you guys before that I grew up on the classic Universal black and white monster movies. Those were some of the first horror movies that I ever saw as a kid, so they definitely hold a special place in my heart. And right from the opening, I felt like I was watching one of those, and that's why I think this episode is about like an hour long, because that's approximately the runtime of some of those movies were back in the day, so I think they were paying tribute to that as well. But yeah, if you guys are a fan of those, I think that there's a lot that you're going to get a kick out of with this Halloween special. Visually, I thought that Michael Giacchino did a great job of making this feel like one of those classic Universal monster movies, right from the get-go, like I've said. You even had the cigarette burns that you would see in some of those old films in here, which I thought was a really nice touch. You got some of the fuzziness as well. And just some of those little details like that was something that really helped immerse me into this world right away. And one of the things that I've been really interested in seeing is how they were going to introduce this supernatural element into the MCU. Yes, we do have things like wizards like Doctor Strange, Scarlet Witch, and stuff like that. But I was curious how they were going to bring characters like Blade, Werewolf by Night, Man-Thing, and different things like that into this universe. And they do that almost right away in this episode. And so now that has me even more excited to see what they are going to do in the future with this kind of stuff. Gael Garcia Bernal plays the character of Jack Russell, and obviously there is a little bit more to him than meets the eye. As you guys see by the title, you can probably guess what is going on with this character. But right from the get-go, I thought him, when he's introduced, he was a likable character, someone that's easy to get behind, so that made me really easy for me to connect with him right from the start. And Laura Donnelly plays Elsa Bloodstone, who returns home to claim the family heirloom, but in order to do that, she has to win it from a group of hunters first. And I'm not going to lie to you guys, I don't know a ton about these characters. I actually know very little about these characters, which to me is kind of exciting because I want to learn more for sure. But from what I read online or saw somewhere, I believe this is not exactly the Elsa Bloodstone that we know in the comics. This is kind of her in the earlier stages of her life and her career, so there's obviously going to be more about her that we learn later on and see as well. So I'm really excited to see that, and I just thought the chemistry, the interactions between her and the character of Jack Russell, played by Gael, I thought that they had great chemistry, so I'm really excited to see more from these characters and hope that we see them pop up soon in the future. And I'm going to tell you guys that this episode was a lot more violent than I was expecting it to be. Now granted, it's not like one of the most violent things that I've ever seen, but for the MCU, it's definitely one of the more darker things that they've done to date. There's blood splatter, there's body parts coming off, and I think that they were able to get away with things here a little bit more because where it is in black and white. But hey, if that's what they got to do, I will definitely take that. I don't mind that at all. But I'm hoping that maybe this is Marvel starting to experiment more a little bit with this and maybe starting to go a little bit more darker with some of their projects. And I definitely welcome that for a change. And as far as how the werewolf looks, I thought he looked fantastic. I know I've seen some people complaining and say they didn't like the design, but I thought he looked really cool. Again, coming from someone who grew up watching the classic Universal monster movies, I really dug the design because I thought that they were paying tribute to that, as well as some of the other creatures and stuff that you see pop up in this episode. I thought everything looked fantastic. fantastic as far as visually goes. Overall, I absolutely adored Werewolf by Night. I had a lot of fun with this special by Marvel, these characters, this world, and I really hope that we get to see more of them sooner rather than later. So as far as the score goes, guys, man, I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10. Like I said, I enjoyed the hell out of this thing. It made me, so happy. It was one of those projects when it got announced, I was really looking forward to it, even though I didn't know a whole lot about the characters, just because it was a Halloween special, and the fact that it was shot in black and white, they were paying tribute to those classic monster movies. Just so much to really love about this for me personally. But yeah, I know this review is a little later than normal. I apologize. I was down in Orlando, Florida for several days, so I wasn't able to. I missed out on a couple things, but this was one of those that I definitely wanted to get up because it was something that I watched and I wanted to talk about to you guys. So hopefully, have you guys had a chance to check out this episode? If you have, I want to hear what your guys' thoughts are down below in the comments, so let me know for sure. Are you hoping that we see more of these type of things from Marvel in the future? What are your thoughts on the character? And who else would you like to kind of see get introduced into the supernatural element of the MCU? So let me know down below in the comments. As always, if you guys are new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button as well as the bell button next to it. That way you get notifications for all my new videos. Give this video a thumbs up. And as always, guys, please make sure to check back for more Pop Culture with Pat.